All right, March 11th, take the pizza. Biggest news story right now is obviously the coronavirus. And the other day I was at Walmart, I was filling up a 5-gallon jug of water, and a guy comes up to me, and he's like, "Are you filling this up because of the coronavirus?" I said, "No, I'm filling this up because of the gingivitis." And he was all stunned. He didn't know what it was. He knew. He walked away. I know he went up the aisle, the next aisle, and I think he pulled out his phone and started Googling it. But it looked like he's heard of the word gingivitis, but he wasn't sure what it was. So, there's a lot of people going, they're grabbing everything, toilet paper, they're buying paper towels, everything, water. And water's not a big thing. I mean, you can turn on the faucet, water's going to come out. When it doesn't come out, then you got a problem. Because then you go to the store to go buy water and there isn't any water there. But you see, when I went to college in Arizona, they got these filling stations where, you could do a quarter or 35 cents. You could fill a gallon of water up if you have a bottle. So you could always do that. But everybody's going crazy with this coronavirus. Now, and they changed the name now. It's now COVID-19. It sounds like a soccer tournament that played last year. So now it's COVID-19 because Corona, nobody was buying Corona beer. And so they had to change the name. So hopefully no companies are named COVID. Then they'll have to change the name. Next week will be something else. Maybe they'll just do numbers. It could be 10543 or 10538, whatever numbers 90210. So like, oh no, that's a TV show. But the coronavirus, everybody's getting the coronavirus. I have toilet paper stocked up. I still have some left over from the .com bubble. You're going to have to Google that if you don't know what the .com bubble is. But, so New York has a lot of cases, and then they did a 1-mile radius in Neuro. And in Italy, they closed down, well, first they closed down northern Italy of 16 million people, but now all 60 million people are pretty much stuck in their house. I mean, they could still go to the store, but if you go to the store, the rule is you got to be 3 feet away from the person next to you. And if you're not 3 feet away from the person next to you, you're going to go to jail. And then you have to build license plates for Ferraris and Lamborghinis. I don't know where they came up with the 3-foot rule. But what do you got? What do you got to carry? Like 3 yardsticks? And then you're going to see, well, if you're too close, you got to push them away with one of the yardsticks. You got to get out of my 3-foot zone. So that's what's going on in Italy. So there's it's a big mess. Eventually, if this gets any worse, we're going to be stuck in the house. But that'll be a good thing. Because where I work, people go to work sick because they're in sales. And if they don't sell anything that day, they don't make any money, and there's no sick days. So that's what you got to do. So if you're walking pneumonia, you got to go to work. Because, you don't want to miss, 5 days of work with pneumonia, because then you don't make any money and there's no sick days. Because some places, they don't give you sick days. And even if you're a comedian, there's no sick days either. If you don't perform, you're not getting paid. So that's another thing there. There's a lot of jobs where there's no sick days. Maybe they should say, stay home for 30 days and we'll pay you, the whole country. So if you don't want to work, you get paid. It's kind of like what some people are doing on unemployment. They just stay home. They get offered a job. They're like, nah, I don't think I could do this job. And they get paid. Maybe that's what's going to happen next. But, like the president said, wash your hands. This is now a pandemic. But anyway, enough with this corona, COVID, whatever they want to call it, virus. A guy in Florida was caught using a stolen credit card of some dead guy. And then when the police came in, he tried to eat the credit card. He tried to eat the credit card to get rid of the evidence. Those are like communion wafers, you know. They probably don't taste too good. You know, they probably get stuck on the top of your mouth. But, you know, these cars got chips in them, so even if he ate the thing, they could just scan them. You know, just put them on one of those scanners, and they would have got the credit card number from the RFID chip. So that guy's crazy. I don't know. So, how did he get a dead guy's credit card? And a guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, Mike, my the horn doesn't work on my new car. What do you think it could be?" I said, "Well, it could be a fuse, or maybe a wire's loose or something." I go, "Well, how you beeping your horn now?" He goes, "Well, I just roll down the window and really loud I yell honk." Good thing the window works, right? Because if the window didn't work, they won't hear you, right? So anyways, he had to go get his horn fixed, and there was a fuse. So that's how you figure stuff out if you're a mechanic. So, okay, if it's this is the problem, maybe this is why there is a problem. You got to figure out, why is there a problem and what caused the problem. If you can figure out what the problem is, that's half the battle. And that's what half the people do. They figure out, okay, this is broken, let's just fix this. But if they don't figure out why there's a problem, that problem could start again. So that's how you got to troubleshoot. So why did this happen? Why did that fuse break? There's your $150 question. Why did the fuse break? Was it the wrong size fuse? You know, if you open up the fuse panel, you got a 20 amp fuse, and you put in, you know, 15 because you don't have a 20 amp, and you put a 15 in, that's not enough. You're down 5. It's kind of like playing football. You know, if the team's up, you know, 17 to 12, you're down 5. You gotta get a touchdown to get the lead. Trying to do this show here, and Ralphie keeps texting me all this crazy stuff. But anyway, the stock market's been tanking. The stock market has been tanking. It's gone down 1,564 points today. The other day it was down 1,000 points. The other day it went up 500 points. And then the day before that it went down, I don't know, was it 2,100 points or something? But I said back a couple months ago that the stock market's going to crash. And here's my evidence. If you don't believe me, most people do, but there's one or two that don't believe me. October 2nd, 2019, the stock market crashed 494 points. The Dow closed at 26,078. Everybody's asking, is there a recession coming? Yes, there's a recession coming. You're going to lose about 40% of your money in the market. And if you're not in the market, you'll probably just lose your job. So the question is, what are you going to do with that other 60%? There's two options. All right, so there it is. There's the evidence. From October 2nd, I said the stock market was going to crash. See, Ralph, I told you. Because he's texting me about the market went down again. You said it was going to go down. I know. You know, just because I said it's going to crash in October doesn't mean it's going to crash in October. I gave people warning, you know. Market, I said the market's going to go down 40%. Right now it's down 20%. That's half of what I said it was going to go down. So right now I'm only half right. Stupid bullshit. Alright, so today I got the Chicago Blackhawks over the San Jose Sharks. And I also took St. Louis Blues. And hopefully that will, you know, I'll win some pizza money. Take the pizza. Hopefully those two teams get me a large pizza or an extra large pizza. And then, yeah, a couple dollars left over for some garlic knots, maybe some chicken wings. And that'll be a good thing. But that's, you got to pay attention to the sports right now because they're going to not play with audience now hockey, they're already talking about maybe canceling some of the Chicago, the San Jose Sharks already canceled like 3 home games, and the Columbus Blue Jackets are talking about not having an audience. And then I think they said the March Madness NCAA basketball tournament probably won't have an audience. And here in Vegas, they're canceling a lot of conventions and stuff. So you got to keep your eye on it, because, you know, they might cancel the playoffs is what I think is going to happen for hockey. They might cancel the playoffs, and then I'll have to go bet on street racing again. I'll have to street race, but I don't have a car for that right now, so then I'll have to get a car. It'll cost too much money, so hopefully they don't cancel the playoffs. And then, well, shit, baseball season starting, so there's always that. Or I could go bet on something else. This is Vegas. I could bet on a slot machine that if I stick some money in, I will not win. Just take the pizza. Half-ass podcast.